How you guys doing? It's not very often that I get to comment on like day-to-day real life stuff that's happening and things like that, but I want to make this real fast. Just last weekend we were talking about the Reno air races and Mount Everest and people, dying, doing whatever they want. Like let's just let people do whatever they want. If they die, they die, and I like going into a lot of different rabbit holes and stuff. Just yesterday, I went down like a 3-hour rabbit hole of why the anime Metropolis, you can't find it anywhere on the US. You can't stream it anywhere. You can't find it anywhere. You literally have to find the DVD to look at it, whatever the case may be. I want to talk about the Titanic submarine that went missing. It's coming out that, everybody's reacting to it on Twitter and everything like that, on social media, on the news. And this is something that I was aware of last year, probably a year and a half ago, whenever they started kind of talking about how they would start doing these, visits and things like that. And again, I like a lot of disasters or things that can lead to that type of stuff, and just really different odds and ends. And so, going through different types of shipwrecks. Clearly you look at the Titanic, you look at a bunch of shipwrecks. Or ships that were lost at sea during World War II. You go down the rabbit hole of all the different Russian submarines and just other submarines in general that have been lost to sea that people just end up dying. They have a critical failure. I forgot what it's called. This is just off the top of my head. I'm just kind of bringing stuff up. But there's a Russian submarine with nuclear warheads just at the bottom of the sea somewhere. I think it's in the Atlantic, whatever the case may be. All these stories are really interesting to look at and read about. And it might sound a bit callous and stuff, but all these stories are very interesting. If you watch the anime Black Lagoon, you're familiar with the submarine that went down that was carrying, or at least on the show, that was carrying one of the paintings that Hitler painted. That was a whole plot in that show. And so, submarines and shipwrecks, and specifically situations where a ship or a submarine goes down with part of the crew still alive, fascinating, wildly fascinating. The fact that this happened on a national stage, everybody's talking about it, everybody's laughing at how rinky-dinked, how jerry-rigged everything was in the submarine, how it was very much just, and I'm speaking from this, looking at it from the guy who was organizing this, one of the guys who was down there, not necessarily the rich, the two individuals from Pakistan who are on it, but the guy who, you see in all the videos, who did the documentary, I forgot if it was NBC or ABC last year or whatever, but talking about how, he got these things from Camping World. We use this controller. It's so funny. Even looking at that, at the time, I was like, dude, this is just rich guys, dicking around, goofing around. There's no difference between this and Jeff Bezos and Blue Origin. There's no difference between this and Elon Musk and SpaceX. It's just a situation where, you get rich, you want to fuck around and do stuff. That's hilarious. I got nothing but respect for those guys. But, this situation here where, let's be realistic. These poor fucks are most likely at the bottom of the sea, already coming to the realization that they're not getting out. Probably a lot of crime, probably a lot of... I doubt anybody is not religious at this point in that submarine. I'm pretty sure they have all found God at some point. Just absolutely swimming in each other's piss and shit. Just an absolute horrific end. But dude, the shit is wildly hilarious. You gotta imagine, dude. There's so many red flags going into it. I'm so happy I can live in a time that I can know that this stuff is going on in real time. If you've known me for any period of time, and I'm sure I've talked about this stuff on live shows and stuff whenever I'm killing time, I know I've talked about it with people in real life. I look at it to where I wasn't alive when the start of the space race was happening, okay? I never got to experience that. I never got to experience the moon landing. I never got to see any of that stuff. I didn't get to experience the Challenger. I was too young to remember the Columbia breaking up upon reentry. All these disasters and stuff like that wasn't there. I wasn't able to experience, learning that we could go to the moon, learning that we could go and venture beyond our own atmosphere and things of that nature. We're currently in the situation where everybody right now, we're too early. We're too early to really see the space exploration age. And that's a shame, because, we got a plan to fucking try to put stuff on the moon and then possibly go to Mars in like 2035 or 2040, whatever the case may be. I will most likely die before we ever experience any real form of space travel. That's just what it is. Like, we're not going to have any, and regardless if this stuff is real or not, we're never going to see, or I'm never going to be able to witness any like real space travel at all, other than like exploratory ventures and stuff like that. So, unfortunately, like if I was born, 150 years from now, I could realistically hear more stories and see more stories of Earth actually doing stuff and going to different planets and things like that. Which, secondly, let's backtrack real fast. I don't really understand why we're like, if we can't keep fighting over religions on Earth, we're never going to be able to actually do anything outside of this planet. Okay, ideally, everybody on Earth could just work together and not be a bunch of assholes to each other. Like the war in Ukraine. No idea why that's still even going on. No real purpose. Just a fucking waste of time for everybody. If we could all, like, not fight each other, if we could all just not fight over religion and stuff, we could probably do a lot of shit. Very similar to, and this is a pure rant episode, very similar to how the Catholic Church and religion truly did leave and hinder technology and where we could go. Think about what we have done. We've literally just been clubbing each other in the head with sticks up until like the 1600s. And then we're like, hey, let's actually, let's actually, learn math. Hey, all you religious entities, can we start like performing? Can we get cadavers and like learn about the human body and things of that nature? Like, think of all the things we've done in the last 400 years. Okay, and then specifically think of all the things we've done in the last 200 years, from, the Industrial Revolution to, the 1900s, between our wars, the acceleration of technology between World War I and World War II, and from the 40s to now. Like, we are expanding at a drastic rate of or not expanding, but, technology is making strides left and right, even, whatever the case may be. My main point being is, unless we can actually stop fighting each other, we'll probably never, ever, like, truly get to where we're just, like, going through space cohesively. We're always probably going to be hindered by money or things working together, or things not working together. Anyway, very long-winded way to get to this point of what I've told people a lot in real life is I can't wait until the first disasters in space flight, of space travel, happens. Whether it's a Blue Origin disaster, that blows up with some rich fuckers on there, and it's not because they're rich. I'm just using that because that's what they are. But like, I don't even care who it is. But like a Blue Origin flight blows up, Virgin Galactic or Virgin Air. Is Galactic their like zero gravity thing? I don't remember what it is, but like the Virgin Airlines, I'm sure they'll have an issue at some point. Richard Brand, I believe that's his name. I'm sure that they'll have a disaster at some point. SpaceX, has disasters here and there, but they're not doing any manned flights, so it's not really a big deal to the population. But like my wish is I hope I'm here. I hope, God or whatever entity you believe in gives me the lifespan to see the first disaster in space travel, and not like a shuttle blowing up, like that's small shit. We've been there before. I'm talking about, we get the word that our shuttle filled with scientists, which also, secondly, have you I don't know if you guys read about this at all or care about it at all, but like we're planning on going back to the moon pretty soon, but we're also like planning on going to Mars. I mean, clearly, but like a lot of the debate has been, do we just send women to Mars so these people aren't encouraged to just fuck left and right, and then we end up having a baby on the way to Mars, or we have a kid on Mars, and we're not able, like, that's a real discussion. That is a real topic of concern, that we either need to send people who have extremely low libidos or just women to Mars. So like they don't just end up fucking and having children and causing like huge problems with that aspect. Anyway, so regardless of what they do there, we're gonna be sending clearly like some of the biggest, smartest minds in regards of talent, of piloting or organizing things, in terms of, intelligence, degrees, hours and hours and years and years and years put into learning, whatever they need to do their experiments and stuff. Like a lot of things are going to be invested in that first crew and those first couple crews going to Mars. Really, really valuable people. And god damn it, I just cannot wait to hear the first message of like, the shuttle that was meant to go to Mars is wildly off course. There is no way to correct it. They are going to drift off into space. Like, dude, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw that this Titanic submarine went down. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is an appetizer for like my wet dream. Like, dude, I am so happy that this is getting blown up everywhere. I haven't been this happy in a very, very long time. I'm just scrolling through Twitter, watching everybody laugh at this stuff. Everybody's getting along. And then all the people who are like, oh, that's kind of sad. These are like, dude, shut the fuck up, man. These are 5 people that you didn't even know existed 10 minutes ago, that you won't even care about a year from now, that never had an impact on your life, that never did anything. They don't know who you are. You don't know them. They're just individual letters that form names lost at the bottom of the ocean. Okay, we can all have fun. We can all sit back and just laugh for a few moments at how fucking ridiculous this whole situation is. Life is a comedy, and this is one of the greatest things I've woken up to hear, and I'm almost ashamed that I didn't hear about it when it first came out. I'm a day late on the Titanic submarine being lost, but similar to people who are lost at Mount Everest, at K2. God, dude, I just went blank on her name. The Jane Wicker, I don't remember. There was some like wing walkers or something that would do it in like air shows. She'd walk on the wings of a biplane. I think that individual died in like 2013 or 14 or whatever the case may be there. People who are wing gliders, who fly through the gaps in mountains and who do extreme stunts in sports, extreme athletes, whatever the case may be. Like, man, that's just how it is. When you're a thrill seeker, when you're somebody wanting to conquer nature or do things that are death defying, sometimes you die. It's I don't know. I just thought I'd make this because it honestly went right on the back of the cruise control I did last week, talking about Everest and the air shows and stuff like that. And my stance is still the same, man. Let people do whatever they want. Let people live and die however they want to do. But look, you're gonna have disasters at certain times. You're gonna have fatalities. You're gonna have people die. Same thing with me. I want to go race, man. I really do. And as dumb as it sounds, as callous as it may be, if I die on a racetrack, in a race car, everybody knows that is what I'd want to do. I can't imagine doing anything else. All my effort is working on getting into a car. If I get injured, if I die, whatever the case may be, let me. That's all I want to do. This is my life. Let me do what I want to do. This is their life. If they wanted to spend their money checking out the Titanic, they understood the risks. This isn't like people who like the risks were hidden. Everybody understands the risks. You are your own person. Like, so you take on all responsibility if anything goes wrong. Anyway, I'm just wildly entertained this week with the story. And yeah, just wanted to rant, and this is just such a tease, such an appetizer, such an early appetizer for the disasters that will eventually, I don't remember the word, of the disasters that will most likely happen at some point in terms of space exploration and even deep sea exploration as well. Like you can argue that this is a deep sea exploration disaster, but you're gonna have those there. Like I think we should be trying to work together on exploring the deep ocean. We still are discovering species of fish that we didn't even know existed. You know, we're discovering animals that we haven't seen in a very long time, so on and so forth. Like we should absolutely be doing what we can to learn about our planet and things like that. I don't know. It's truly a cruise rant here. I'm just rambling. I just love exploration and stuff like this. I love gaining knowledge, and look, sometimes you got to gain knowledge by by watching fucking people die at the bottom of the ocean. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you for DFS videos probably tomorrow. So, yeah, see you guys then.